Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I'm Moshe the commentator. Got a live stream for y'all. Yeah, we got two people up here. Let's wait a few more moments there. Hope all is well with y'all that's watching. Make sure y'all like, share the stream so the algorithm could get notified. But it doesn't matter who share or like the stream, the algorithm gonna do what it does. Because we already know it's all rigged. The YouTube algorithm is already rigged. It's rigged on certain people's channels. But enough about that. How y'all doing on this evening, this afternoon, this Tuesday afternoon? Just checking in on y'all. It's been a minute since I'll go live. Went live, but it is what it is. Like I said, shout out to brother Yaquaba. He been going live. He been doing a lot of live streams lately. Shout out to that brother. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm gonna just hang around for a few moments. See who show up. All right. Look like nobody coming through. It's all good. It's all good because, like I said, I don't be doing content like that anyway. Like, to be honest, the fun of this doing content, I'm losing the passion and fun to do content on here because, like it goes back to my previous stream I did about how, YouTube is the new Facebook, and I stand on that. Social media just shows you how fake humanity are, how fake people are. That's one of the pros about social media. You get to see how fake the human race is, and that nobody really got your back. That you on this, that you in this walk of life by yourself. The only person you got in your corner is the Most High, Christ. Or whatever power you believe in. Because I'm not a religious person. I'm spiritual. But whoever you answer to as a higher power, that's the only thing that has your back in this life that we live. And it's like that, especially for so-called brothers. We have no allies in this life. You know, sisters too. It's like it's like they expect you to fail. As soon as you come out your mother's womb, they expect you to fail, and you got to prove the world wrong. It's like every day you got to prove the world wrong, that you're not a failure as a so-called black person, whether you're a brother or a sister. You know, and it's sad to see a lot of this hate towards ourselves goes on in this so-called Israelite community. It's bad when you got content creators, they don't even want to associate being an Israelite no more. And I don't blame them, you know, whether it's big time content creators, you know, because they've been around they've been around so many Israelites, and they see, you know, they see the fakery, they see the they not keeping the laws, they not living by the book, and they just rather venture off and do their own thing. Welcome, Sister Naomi. Welcome, Sister Professor Lovely Lady. But yeah, I mean, the world is in a messed up state right now. The world is in a messed up state. Let me just play this little short right quick. This young brother was telling nothing but truth. Hold up, not that. Oh, I got so many shorts.
I ain't gonna lie, gang. Our generation so fucked up. We losing too many people. Everybody dying. Everybody on fucking drugs. It's men and women on the internet arguing right now, talking about bad relationship advice. Smoking and drinking is the new fun. Nowadays, people don't want to work. They'd rather be fucking lazy and have everything handed to them. And the people who do have jobs are being called broke by the people who don't have jobs. The rainbow flag mafia is getting more notarized than ever before. Being a slut and a hoe is the new norm. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're not a sex worker, I guess you lame now. People are more weird than ever before. If you don't do half the shit people do nowadays, you consider lame. You can't speak or stand up for yourself anymore. You can't have an opinion on things anymore. People are way sensitive than ever. And then on top of that, people rather socialize on the internet than rather socialize in person. What has this world come to? I ain't gonna lie, gang. Our generation so fucked up. We losing too many people. Everybody dying. Everybody on fucking drugs. It's men and women on the internet arguing right now, talking about bad relationship advice. Smoking and drinking is the new fun. Nowadays, people don't want to work. They'd rather be fucking lazy and have everything handed to them.
Man, this young brother in this video is wise. He is speaking nothing but solid truth. He just described what's going on in the world today. Exactly. A lot of people, they all lazy. They don't want to work. They want things handed to them, especially in the younger generation. Ever since the so-called stuff happened, the major event that happened a couple of years ago, it just made society more lazy. It made society more lazy, you know? Yep. It made society more lazy. Yep. And smoking and drinking is the new fun. That's doing harm to yourself. You keep doing it, indulging in smoking and drinking. Yeah. Let's continue. He's on to something.
And the people who do have jobs are being called broke by the people who don't have jobs. The rainbow flag mafia is getting more notarized than ever before. Being a slut and a hoe is the new norm. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're not a sex worker, I guess you lame now. People are more weird than ever before. If you don't do half the shit people do nowadays, you consider lame. You can't speak or stand up for yourself anymore. You can't have an opinion on things anymore. People are way sensitive than ever. And then on top of that, people rather socialize on the internet than rather socialize in person. What has this world come to? I ain't gonna lie, gang.
Yeah, it came into a lot of buffoonery. That's what it came into, young brother. It's a lot of buffoonery. And then he's speaking nothing but truth. Nothing but truth. You know? Nothing but truth. And that's absolutely true, because everything that he was talking about, it seems to be normalized, you know? And when you think about it, it's nothing new because it's been prophesied. Even in the book of Isaiah, it talks about that. Let me get that scripture, Isaiah chapter 5. And it talks about how things are going to be reversed, like what we seen that is done. Watch. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, it says, woe unto them that call good evil, and good evil. I say, woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. And that's what's going on today. That's what's going on. When I watched that short with this young brother, all I could have thought about was Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. You know, it's like what we used to shame people for, it seems the norm. You know, nobody want to glorify being a harlot. Nobody want to glorify, you know, being a dope man, you know, being a crackhead. But all the negative stuff, we glorify that. Our people glorify all the negative stuff. And that's what they portray us as in these movies, in TV shows. It's like we think being degenerate is our culture. That's not our culture. We think being degenerate is our culture. You know, so you got some ignorant so-called black people who will tell you you ain't black enough if you ain't hood enough. If you ain't being a degenerate, or you're not black enough, you're not hood enough. I wish a Negro would tell me that ignorant shit. I would tell him you ain't a human enough. You ain't human enough. You're a subhuman. And you can't get mad when the other nations look at you as a subhuman, when you act like a fucking subhuman, y'all ignorant Negroes. You know, you can't get mad when the world call you a byword and proverb, you know, because you act like that. Ain't no white man pitting no gun to your head to tell you to act like a subhuman, a degenerate. Y'all choose to act like that because if you keep indulging in this type of entertainment and stuff on social media, that's what's going to become of you. What you consume with your mind, you will become that. You know, and I'm so sick and tired of these pro-whack Negroes, because to be pro-black is mean you promoting black dysfunction. You know, these pro-whack Negroes, whether they male or female, they don't call out the ills of the so-called black community. They want to talk about what the white man doing, what the white woman doing, what the other nation. No, what about the own issues that's happening in our own community, that's being done to ourselves by our own people? Straight up. You know, we could talk about the system all day, but what are we gonna do about it? Y'all talk about y'all won't change, but y'all don't want to change the so-called environment, the community. And you can't get mad at black people that want to leave these areas, these environments. You want to call them sellouts and traitors because they want to leave the hood? No, nobody want to walk around with looking on their shoulder, worrying about what you work hard for getting robbed and stolen. You know, if you could get out these environments, get out. More power to you. That don't make you a sellout or a traitor, you know, because you want what's better for your children. You want to get your children out of a bad environment. And don't get it twisted. No neighborhood is safe because sin and crime happen in all neighborhoods. It don't matter where you live at. But, you know, it'd be wise if you living in, say, if you growing up in a bad area, it would be wise to get out of that, you know, because a lot of our people have PTSD, you know, real talk. A lot of our people have PTSD being raised in certain environments. Straight up. They ain't no different from these foreigners that was born and raised in a war-torn country. You have some of these foreigners that come to the United States. They probably still have trauma and PTSD from growing up in a war-torn country. Straight up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna go ahead and read Psalms chapter 40. You know, I want to do this. I was supposed to go live the other day, but like I said, I got caught up, I was too tired, It was a busy day. But I'm going to read Psalms chapter 40. It reads, I wait patiently for the Most High, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of a horrible pit, out of a miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our Elohim. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Most High. Blessed is the man that maketh the Most High his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. Many, O Most High, my Elohim, all thy wonderful works, which thou hast done, and thy thoughts which are towards us. They cannot be reckoned, and they cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire. My ears hast thou opened. Burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required. Verse 7. Then say I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, the law is written within my heart. I delight to do thy will, O my Yah. Yea, thy law is within my heart. I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips. O Yah, thou knowest. I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. Withhold not thou tender mercies from me, O Yah. Let thy loving kindness and thy truth continue to preserve me. For innumerable evils have compassed me about. My iniquities have taken hold upon me, so that I am not able to look up. They are more than the hairs on my head. Therefore my heart faileth me. Be pleased, O Yah, to deliver me, O Yah. Make haste to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul, to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul, to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put them to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame. They shall say unto me, Aha, aha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually, Yahuwah be magnified, but I am poor and needy. Yet Yahuwah thinketh upon me. Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tarrying, O my Yah. Hallelujah. That's right. That was Psalms chapter 40. That was a good one right there. Yes, indeed. Yep. That is true. We gotta rely on the Most High and Christ. And then take it to verse 7. It says, Then say I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. That's the Messiah all the way. That's all day right there. That's the Messiah. That's Yeshua HaMashiach. He does come in the volume of the book from Genesis to Revelation, even in the Apocrypha, even in some of the so-called lost books. Even in some of the so-called lost books, it mentioned of the Messiah. Yes, indeed. Yep, that was Psalms chapter 40, verses 1 through 17. Shalom, Sister Nit Yah. Shalom, beloved sister. Yeah, I'm just chopping it up. Did a live stream. Yeah, I want to go live Sunday, but like I said, it was my soul day, I was, it was my soul day, so it's all good though, So I read Psalms chapter 40. By the way, that was some good words of encouragement, Sister Nit, y'all, that you done on your Quabbas live. That was some good words of encouragement. The nation needed that. Israel needed that. Say what? I'm just Louisiana law. I'm on my phone too. Yeah, pray for Sister Naomi. Her a friend of her family just passed away. Yeah. Louisiana lawmakers are a step away from banning hemp THC products. Let me see. It's an article. Them edibles. Wow. Come on, load up there. They trying to ban edibles, THC edibles in Louisiana. Yeah, that's a problem in society. If you go all over your city, that's all you see is these smoke shops. They want to dumb society down. That's what people don't understand. I know people smoke weed for medicinal work purposes, but you don't want to indulge in that marijuana and stuff because that does open up portals. It does alter your mind. It makes you lazy too. Well, just like overindulging in drinking, you're supposed to do it in moderation. But yeah, that's all I see in my city. They got like just in my city alone, they probably got over maybe 10 smoke shops, like these smoking vape shops, and they sell hemp products. Yeah. When they legalize marijuana, they done it for a reason because they know that's gonna dumb society down. And when you got a society that's full of mellowed out people, they're not gonna question the totalitarian government. They're not gonna question anything because they're gonna be too lazy and mellow out. And that's how you weaken a nation. And I wish this thing would load up. This thing tripping, man. Don't want to load up the article. They don't want to load up. Maybe it could be some fake news. Oh, let's see. They say Louisiana lawmakers are a step away from banning hemp THC products. Let me look for another article. Let me if I go on Google. The Louisiana House Administration of Criminal Justice passed a 7-5 bill that will ban consumable hemp products in the state, including popular THC salsas and gummies. What? They trying to ban edibles, I guess. That's what that is. They trying to ban. Dang, they got people on Reddit talking about stock up now. All THC products could be outlawed in Louisiana. Dang, I don't get it. They trying to ban edibles, but they're not gonna ban marijuana. What the heck? Why they want to ban edibles? What is making people high or something? What is making? I wonder why. I'm trying to find out now. A lot of people gonna be angry if they pass that bill. Mm-hmm. Or a Senate bill aimed at banning THC. I know a lot of people gonna be mad about that. Or I guess because they figure children getting a hold to the products. Well, anyway, that's on them. I have nothing to worry about because I don't use them products. I just drink every once in a while, and I do that in moderation. But yeah, but when they legalize certain stuff like that, they doing it for a reason. Like I see, that's all you see is these smoke shops and vape shops. I mean, society, is on a decline. Society is on a decline, and I think that's just making people more lazy. When they got access to certain products like that, society is just being dumbed down and lazy. And like the brother was explaining in that short that I shared that y'all was listening to, you got people that don't want to work calling people with a job broke. That's crazy. The people that does go to work and handle their business, the men and women that handle their business on these jobs, they being called broke by the people that don't work. Then you got somebody, and you got people that rather panhandle than go to work. They rather go on the street and panhandle than to go on somebody's job or start their own business. I figure like this: if you got the energy and time to panhandle, you could start your own business if you don't want to work on nobody's job. That's what these panhandlers should do. They should just take that energy that they use to panhandle and start a business. You know, start them a little lawn business. Like some of these men that panhandle, they could get them a lawnmower, a weed eater, and a gas can, and if they have a truck, or even if they have to start off by renting a little pickup truck or something, start them a little lawn business, make them some money. But no, they rather go on the street and panhandle. They rather go deceive society and put on a mask and act like they homeless. You know, they get more money from licenses and taxes from the marijuana growers. This is why. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Uncle Sam, they got to get their cut of the taxes. Yep. But I don't know. They never officially passed the bill yet in Louisiana. Only time gonna tell. If they pass the bill, they may have to close down a lot of them smoke shops, or they're gonna have to stop selling THC products. You know, if they pass the bill, if they make the bill official, they're gonna have to close some of these shops down. That's gonna hurt their businesses too. That's gonna hurt their businesses. They worrying about they need to fix the daggone roads in Louisiana. They trying to ban THC products. They need to fix the daggone roads. They got other issues, you know. Fix the roads. Raise minimum wage. They want to ban THC products in Louisiana. Raise the minimum wage in Louisiana. Raise the minimum wage up to at least $17 an hour. You know, they want to. They going after minute stuff. What about the major stuff that's trying to build up to state up? Yep. But I thought about trying the edibles, though. I'm not going to even lie to you. I thought about trying some edibles. Some of them be looking like candy. You know, you got it looking like candy. And I guess the reason why they want to ban the edibles because children get access to, I guess somebody, they'll buy them and probably give them to children. And I understand that because children are not supposed to be consuming no edibles, especially if especially if they small children, you know, not supposed to give no child no edibles, you know, straight up. And it just proves my point. You know, like when I was talking about the stuff with Pastor Dowell and stuff and Ringo, man, my chat room was full of people. Ever since I stopped talking about Dowell, Pastor Dowell, and all that, man, people just laid off. It's all good though, because that's how social media work, man. People they just gravitate towards drama, you know, and it's all good. It's all good because I don't worry about it. Because because the way things is, you know, sometimes it'd be better to kick back from doing content and just live life, you know. Oh yeah, that's how some people is. That he ain't talking about what's going on, the drama. We ain't gonna watch. Oh well, you know. Yeah, but it's good, man. On the they go, I think it's still gonna continue though. You know how they going back and forth like that. You know, I think it's getting out of hand though. You know, there's a done deal. You know, they need to just go their own ways. You know, and keep it moving instead of going back and forth with each other. But like I said, it's how the internet works. You know, some people they rely on that to build up their channel, going back and forth with another content creator. You know, and that's toxic behavior. You know, that's toxic. You know, to be honest, that's how it is in the black sector. You know, you got these internet beefs, these content creators beefing. You know, in any sector of YouTube, no matter what sector, all sector have drama. All sectors of YouTube has drama. You know, all sectors of social media. You know, they have their drama. And some of these content creators, they go back and forth just to build them channels up. And that's sad. You know, you got to build up your channel on toxic stuff. That's just straight up. It's time consuming and it's draining your energy. It's time consuming and it's draining your energy. And I know there's a lot of stuff I see on YouTube. I notice a lot of channels I know that's been popping up on my feed on YouTube. You got a lot of people calling themselves prophet and prophetess. You got some of these sisters calling themselves a prophetess. You know, these brothers call themselves prophets, man. These, man, come on now. Y'all need to get that out y'all title. Y'all ain't no prophet or no prophetess. Because when you read the scriptures, man, the prophets, they had a hard life. You don't want to be a prophet, man, because the prophet, when you read about the prophets in the scriptures, man, they had a hard life. So most of them had a hard life. They had to get ridiculed by the wicked Israelites. They were shunned, they was mocked, and most of them was put to death. But you got these content creators pitting prophetess or prophet on their name, calling themselves a prophet on YouTube. Man, y'all some buffoons. How dare y'all disrespect the prophets of old? Straight up, how dare y'all do that? Talking about, oh, I see the vision and all that. You know, I see, though God is preparing the vision for you. They come up with all these, oh, God spoke to me. God told me to do this. Who is you? Out of all these humans on earth, who is you to say that God spoke to you? And what God spoke to you? Because God is a blanket term. Y'all buffoons, these prophets and prophet callers. What God are you talking about? Straight up. There are many gods and goddesses. What God you are talking about? God is a blanket term. You know, you don't even know the God you worshiping. You know, you could probably be worshiping a dead God or a God of a different entity. You know. Now I'm just talking my metaphysical shit right now, but it's the truth, you know. Like I say, I'm open-minded. I'm not religious. I'm open-minded. Religious people can't handle open-minded people. That's why religious people, they be quick to say, oh, you're going to go to hell. You don't believe it. I believe it. You're going to hell. You're going to hell. You know, or the wicked Israelites, the Christians going to say that you're going to, the Christians say you're going to hell. Israelites say, oh, the Most High going to kill you. The Most High going to destroy you. Like these camp Israelites, oh, you're going to be food for the missile. You're going to be food for the missile. Shit, don't let the missile hit me, GMS. Don't let a nuclear missile hit me and I'll be like the Human Torch and have his powers, because I'm going to burn y'all niggas up first. I'm going to be like the Human Torch or be like supercharged Cyclops on X-Men. Shit, and shoot an optic blast at y'all while y'all holding camp. Y'all lucky y'all don't have superpowers. I know I'll be like on the show The Boys, man. But yeah, but anyway, man, good to see you, Yaquaba. What's good, bro? What's good? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got all these people calling themselves prophets and prophetess on YouTube. Man, I'm like, what the heck? Where these people come from? Where these people coming from? And they get a lot of subscribers. And people just yay with them and thinking they ordained by the Most High. They could be ordained by the devil. You don't know what they're doing behind closed scenes. They call themselves prophets. They could probably have a shrine to one of these Loa spirits of the voodoo pantheon for all we know. They could probably be like some of them sisters that call themselves prophets. They could be tapping into the Orishas, the African spirituality, you know, the Orishas. But on camera, they talking about, oh, I'm working for the Most High. I'm for God. I'm for Jesus. But behind closed scenes, they could be offering up offers to the Orishas or the Egyptian gods and goddesses. You know, for all we know, I tell you, this social media stuff is dangerous. People could be anything they want on the internet. And that's real talk. You got to be careful out there. You got to be careful. Or the OBS having issues. Yeah, that technology is a mug, bro. That technology is a mug. You know? That technology is a mug. OBS, they're having issues. Oh yeah, for real. It's the ways of the world. Drama will get you a lot of listeners. Such is the way of the world. Yep. That I'm just on here checking up on y'all. I know I was supposed to go live this past Sunday, but like I said, I got sidetracked. You know how it is. It is what it is. But here I am now. And what's going on with the politics? You know, they still having this election going on. I know a lot of them, they want Trump back in office. You know, they want Trump back in office. But like I said, you know, the senile madman, you know, he's senile. He just, like I said, I don't really care who get back in office, because It don't matter who you got in office, Democrat, Republican, they both wicked. Both parties are wicked. You know, both parties are wicked. They don't give a damn about us. Michael Jackson was right when he made that song. You know, he was right. And I see they murked Michael Jackson. You know, and this is my opinion, man. He didn't did that to them children, man. Michael Jackson, well, he looked like he was homeless. Michael Jackson, he seems like he won't even want to harm a grasshopper or a fly. He seemed to be the type of person, but fly get in the house, he ain't gonna want to get the fly swat or the raid to spray the fly out. You know, he probably let the fly roam around till the house fly die naturally. But most people, they see a fly in the house, take that fly out, get that fly out of here. Get that fly out of here. Oh, yeah, but Michael Jackson, he probably won't even use the fly swat on the fly. But, you know, the reason why I think they offed him, because he was tired being a pawn to the industry, and they wanted their royalties. They wanted the Beatles back. But he had the Beatles catalog, and I'm sorry, man, to hell with the Beatles. They wasn't all that. What they seen the damn Beatles? All the Beatles was a bunch of full, lame-ass white boys from England, you know, looking like some hippies. You know, they seem like the Beatles was the best thing since sliced bread. I don't listen to the Beatles, man. To hell with the Beatles, man. They whack. The Beatles whack. I wish a Beatles fan was to come to this live stream. I'll cuss them out on live stream. Man, the Beatles are whack, man. And they was mad because Michael Jackson had the whole catalog to the Beatles, and he wanted to buy some of Sony. I think he wanted to buy some of the Sony record and that's why they take them out. You see, they ain't gonna let our people buy into these big organizations, these big corporations, because that's why they did that to Bill Cosby, because Bill Cosby, he wanted to buy CBS. He wanted to buy, I think, CBS. Man, them small hats ain't letting that go. That's their properties. The other people, the rich people. Like CBS, NBC, all these big media companies, man, they own that. The small hats own that. They're not going to turn that loose to no other group of people. They're not going to even turn that loose to a common Caucasian, you know, a common Caucasian person. They own all the banks. They own all the media corporations. They own Hollywood. Oh, yeah. And you see what they do. They change their so-called name into, you know, a regular name. You know, but you could easily figure them out with their name. They got Stein, Berg, Goldberg, Silverberg, Stein, Cohen, you know. Hey, that's how you know who they are, by their name. They're not going to have true biblical names. They're going to change their names and put a Berg at the end of it all. Silverberg, Goldberg, Brownsburg, Heinz, you know, Grants, and all kind of names. And that's how you know who they are. Mm-hmm. And that's why they did that to Bill Cosby, you know. I'm surprised they really didn't off him yet, because usually they are off certain celebrities and famous people when they rise up against the powers that be. We know that. All they do, they'll probably clone them. They got that conspiracy too about the cloning facilities. Mm-hmm. You know. Mm-hmm. About to handle something already. But yeah, they're not gonna they don't care if you're a billionaire, they're not gonna let you buy these companies, these production companies. They not, because they want to be the full control of the media. And don't get me started, man, on the new Good Times animated series. They got a Good Times animated series Netflix did. It's trash. It's trash. A lot of people was giving it bad reviews. I never watched one episode of it, but by looking how people reviewing it and seeing how they portray the characters, yeah, it's gonna be a minstrel show, a no good minstrel show. All this does is promoting negativity, is promoting ratchet culture, you know. And whoever wrote that Good Times animated series for Netflix, whoever produced and wrote that, man, they need to be tossed head first into a wood chipper. And I mean that. How they want that should be a hate crime. They need to be in prison for a hate crime, because if you do that to any other groups of people, if you make a show about any other groups of people and they get out, it'll be a big outrage, you know. But they think that's how we supposed to act like that. And then the way they portrayed the Messiah in that show, they had a clip. I saw a clip of they had Black Jesus in heaven playing video games with an angel, and they had the Most High had painted fingernails. What the hell? Yeah, y'all go check out some of the clips of the new Good Times series. It's an animated series. So say it's supposed to be a reboot of the show Good Times on Netflix, animated series. It is trash. It is atrocious. Whoever produced that, man, and wrote that, they need to be tossing that wood chipper head first, man, grinding into pulp. And I mean that. I know it sounds violent and extreme, but I'm serious. They need to be tossed into a wood chipper, you know, because they think that's how people are supposed to act like that, you know. That's why you can't trust when they do these reboots of classic series and movies, because they gonna come with this new age bull crap. Some of them be with the woke stuff. I mean, it's just crazy, straight up. And it's just ridiculous. Straight up ridiculous. Yeah, Netflix Good Times reboot is trash. Yeah, I'm gonna play Sean James. Let's see.
Cold lager, cold filter, cold package. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Illuminati, a man who rules the world, takes on the head of the global elite in this all-new action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes, Illuminati in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Better get the pool slow, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue. I got a chance to watch the trailer for Netflix's Good Times. Now, Netflix has decided to reboot the 1970s CBS sitcom Good Times on their platform, and they decided instead of making it a live-action sitcom, they decided to make it an animated series. And after watching this trailer, I just basically had to facepalm and shake my head because I didn't have a good time watching this trailer for Good Times, because this Good Times trailer basically
YouTube must be acting up.
A minstrel show that breathes brand new life into old stereotypes. Now, this Good Times reboot basically shows me everything that would have happened if the late Esther Rolle and John Amos didn't speak up on the set of the 1970s version of Good Times and push back against many of the racist stereotypes that Norman Lear wanted to present on the original Good Times. Now, the original Good Times was a show made by Norman Lear because he knew that Black people were desperate for their image and would basically watch anything because we had no standard for ourselves. and Bill Cosby hadn't come up at the time to get the Cosby Show out. So basically what we were going to get was a TV show based on a white person's view of black and not our own version of ourselves. And with Good Times, it was an opportunity for Norman Lear to participate in a passive-aggressive campaign to push his anti-black stereotypes on his show, where passively, yes, we would get black representation on a TV screen, but aggressively what he would do is promote anti-black stereotypes between the lines of that show, where instead of us laughing with the Evans family about life situations, we would be laughed at by white people who would laugh at seeing this poor, miserable, downtrodden black family never get success. Because that's the trope that was pushed in the original Good Times. It was all about pushing a white supremacist narrative about black people never achieving success. That was something that was pushed in all of the media, from the literary canon of black authors they allowed to be published, like the late Richard Wright. All the media had to show black people failing, because what white supremacy wanted to program in people's minds was the point that they wanted to say black people couldn't be successful.
Nah, everybody be hating on Sean James. The brother could articulate, you know. I don't know why he get a lot of pushback how he talk, you know. He could articulate. They trying to say he sound like a robot when he talk. That's not the way the Most High make him talk. He could articulate. You see, that's a problem with some Negroes. They figure if you could articulate your words in a good way, you want to say, oh, you trying to sound white. You know, I've seen a lot, you do that to a lot of brothers and sisters that could articulate their word. Oh, you trying to talk white. No, that brother or sister just could articulate their words. You know, that don't mean they trying to talk white. That's ignorant. You know, you don't see, say like if you have a person from Korea come to the United States and learn fluent English, you ain't gonna see the Korean people say, oh, you trying to talk like a white person. No, they just gonna be glad they could speak English, because that could help them break certain barriers in their country. You know, say if they come to the United States, they still speak their native language like Korean, but they could also learn English and help some of their non-English family members. They non-English family members ain't gonna be like, oh, you trying to be like the sister, oh, you giving up, you don't talk Korean. No. See, our people the only people that trying to shame each other, you know, for trying to better themselves or trying to get up. You know, it's like the system has taught us to hate success and fear success. And when we see another so-called black person achieving success, we want to try to tear them down or hate on them. And that's wrong. That's unnatural. That was bred into us by the media, by the industry, you know. You got these rappers talking about, oh, I'm taking this person's chain. That's gonna oppress me. When I look at the conquerors of old, they wasn't writing songs about taking somebody's chain. They was writing songs about taking people land and countries and you know, conquering. Like when I think of Hannibal, even when you read about King David, you know, when he destroyed the Philistines, you know, on a conquest, you know, even Genghis Khan, you know, even Alexander the Great, you know. Alexander the Great then told his his people that wrote songs to rap about, oh, I took this king crown, I took his crown. No, he took his land, his cattle, his resources, you know. But you got these modern day rappers talking about, oh, I shot him for his chain. Well, what's so impressive about taking somebody's chain? You know, 500 years ago, they had the chain around our neck, a yoke of iron. And the chain just changed from being an iron chain to a gold or platinum silver chain. These rappers are still slaves because they can't rap about to liberate their people. They still slaves, you know. These rappers are still slaves because they can't rap about liberating their people. They got to rap about what they have to tell them to rap about. Straight up. Well, let's continue the video.
And as you watch watch these characters in media, you would get a sense to create a self-fulfilling prophecy for yourself. And that's basically what they want to do with this reboot of Good Times, which says that the characters are based on the next generation of the Evans family, basically the third generation of the Evans family, and they don't get the success that the original Evans family got in 1979. Now, in the final season of Good Times, we finally saw the Evans family finally get out of the ghetto, and they got out of the ghetto after they wound up killing James Evans because John Amos just got fed up. And as John Amos got fed up, Norman Lear decided to fire John Amos because, and that's the Evans family lost their father. Now, the whole concept of a father being in the projects, that was complete BS, because in order to get in the projects, a person had to come from a household where the father wasn't in the home, and that basically fit the producers' ideas about black people, but those ideas basically came out of these white racists, again, looking to divide the family. But what they wanted to do was, again, promote stereotypes about black people, and that's what they're doing on this Good Times reboot, putting it and setting it in the Cabrini Green housing projects that no longer exist. Now, I know that a lot of those projects were torn down because if you watch Mr. Superboy's videos, he talks about Chicago and how Chicago has changed, but because these white leftist producers basically want to get their version of black people on screen, we get a return to those Cabrini Green housing projects, which is completely mind-boggling. But this is white folks basically wanting to have their version of black people's world on screen and not our own. Now, this new version of Good Times takes place, again, back at those housing projects and without any John Amos or Esther Rolle around to push back against all these racist stereotypes. What we get is a concentrated, unfiltered version of the original Good Times remixed with the premise from the cast of the Cleveland Show and the premise from the PJs. I mean, we basically get the Cleveland Show, Good Times, and the PJs blended together to give us one of the crappiest shows I have ever seen in my life, because this is a modern day minstrel show designed to show the worst aspects of black life. I mean, we've got the entire Family Guy premise mixed in with some of the worst stereotypes known to man. We've got the bumbling, stumbling black dad in the projects. We've got the mother who's talking about how she worships white Jesus, has blonde hair on her head and a Christian cross around her neck. And we've got the dumb JJ that they originally planned for Jimmy Walker to play, that Esther Rolle pushed back on, because Esther Rolle, when she was alive, she talked about how they wanted the son to be this ignorant black male who was out here stealing and talking jive. And basically that's what we got with the son. And we've got the daughter who's a bit of a Michael and Thelma mashup, because they don't want us to see a beautiful, attractive black woman who loves herself, which is what Bernadette Stannis was playing. And they don't want us to see her as attractive, so they make her a bit masculine. And then they throw in the usual Seth MacFarlane boyfriend in a pookie. And then we have a drug-dealing baby. And the entire show is a slap in the face to foundational black Americans. It's a complete insult to us overall, because instead of creating a sitcom that allows us to laugh with people about our life situations, what we get is a show that is basically designed for white racists to get a laugh at our expense and get a laugh so that they can see the smooth world they want to see regarding black people, not who we actually are, like I present on the SJS Direct imprint. Because what these producers want us to go and get their passive aggressive laughs at us, because what they want to do is passively go out here and say, oh, we made an animated series that features black people passively, but aggressively what they want to do is create a sitcom where they can go out here and get their jollies at making fun of the worst parts of Black life and put on a modern day minstrel show where they can go out here and create Black characters who participate in blackface and get Black actors to put the blackface on when they do the voiceovers. Because that's basically what the late Norman Lear and Seth MacFarlane are doing. And this whole show should be suspect to most Black people because here we got two of the biggest racists out here making a Black show. And when you've got two of the biggest racists making a Black show, you're not going to get a show that is designed to elevate or empower us. And what's even sadder is many of these Black performers on this show who are doing the voiceovers are bootlicks. So this is the perfect form of entertainment for many of the leftists want to say they're not racist because they can, again, passively say that they are representing Black people, but aggressively they're presenting anti-Black racism on screen in this Good Times reboot. And the only people having a good time are those rednecks in the South and these intellectualized leftists in the North. These intellectualized leftists, they're basically just having a good time because they figure they got one over on Black people, and they figure they got one over on us because, yeah, they greenlit a reboot of Good Times, and they got NBA player Steph Curry to sign off on it, similar to the way they got that jackass LeBron James to sign off on a House Party remake, a remake that once again takes a classic movie that showed the best of Black people and gave us a modern day minstrel show that showed us basically on the level of buck dancing and tap dancing that people like the cast of Amos and Andy used to. And what they looked to do is basically make the movie they originally wanted with the House Party remake, showing us being a bunch of clowns. And with this Good Times reboot, they're the only ones having a good time because they get to finally make the Good Times sitcom they originally wanted to make in the 1970s. And now they can do that because there are a lot of Black people out here who really grew up without critically thinking. And sadly, because 40 years right after the Cosby Show, we don't have a lot of people who are still with a sense of awareness that that show gave Gen Xers like myself. Now, when I look at this Good Time show, it basically makes me really appreciate everything Bill Cosby did back in the 1980s, because with the Cosby Show, he finally gave us pictures of Black people from a Black perspective that gave us balanced, humanized people and showed us a world of Black people who came from a walk of life that a lot of people from the 70s originally came from, because people who originally came from the 70s, they weren't all in the projects. Now, some people did grow up poor, like I did growing up in the South Bronx, but a lot of folks were able to go out here and start getting jobs, start making some money, start buying homes and stuff, and start building lives. But the mainstream media didn't want to show us that picture. And if it wasn't for God working through Bill Cosby, we would never get that picture and see ourselves as we actually were. And I thank God that I was blessed to live in that golden age of entertainment for Black people and see all of those rich multidimensional pictures and TV shows. I mean, I thank God that I was blessed to see the Cosby Show. I was blessed to see A Different World. I was blessed to see Hollywood Shuffle and House Party and see all of these rich multidimensional pictures of Black people, and even see it in movies like Strictly Business and even that low-budget film Living Large. I am grateful to be able to have been able to see all those films and see that rich picture of Black people before the NWA ushered in a new minstrel age, and John Singleton's film Boys in the Hood was manipulated to create a hood narrative that took us on a state of entertainment decline for Black people that basically culminated in the climax of Monsters Ball, which took us into this dark period we're currently in, where Black entertainment is basically a sewer, and Good Times is another piece of shit that is in that sewage. And really makes me sad for all of the people of this generation who never got a chance to see a show like The Cosby Show or understand its impact on creators like myself. Because one of the reasons why I started working on writing positive stories about Black people is because in the 90s, when I heard about Boys in the Hood and I saw Ice Cube on Oprah Winfrey, I understood back then as a teenager that the tide was getting ready to turn, and I dedicated myself to picking up the legacy of Bill Cosby and creating positive stories about Black people on the SJS Direct imprint that I established in 2009. And when I see shows like this that are created by clueless individuals like Steph Curry and racist opportunists like Seth MacFarlane and Norman Lear, I really understand why new Black media like the SJS Direct imprint are important, because at the SJS Direct imprint basically is the one of the few platforms that's going to show you balanced, humanized images of Black people and show you a richer world of Black people and show you that you don't have to be intergenerationally dysfunctional like the narrative they wanted to present about the Evans family in this Good Times reboot. Because as someone who grew up and saw the original Evans family get out of the ghetto, and somebody who writes about getting out of the ghetto in stories like I've written, like John Hayes, 1987, and The Temptation of John Hayes, and many of the other books I've written, like the Isis and Esteem series, and it can show you a picture of Harlem that shows you the richer picture of what was built by Black people in Spellbound and the Spinsterella trilogy books. I mean, I can show you a richer, more balanced picture of Black people, and that was started by me watching The Cosby Show, and that show basically inspired me to go back full circle to where Bill Cosby's characters lived in Brooklyn Heights when I wrote the novel A Recipe for Success. I mean, I know that there's a bigger picture of Black people and a bigger picture than what these Hollywood types want you to see, because what the Hollywood types like Seth MacFarlane and the late Norman, they want you to see is a ghetto, because what they want to program your mind with is the fact that you can't have success, because what white supremacy wants you to see is a world where you don't see yourself as successful. You don't see yourself as winning. Yep. You don't see yourself accomplishing anything. And that instills a thought in your subconscious mind that has you believing that the only Black people can do is fail. And that's what really disgusted me about the original Good Time show, and disgusted me about a lot of those shows in the 70s. They showed Black people on screen, but they didn't show Black people accomplishing anything. And that's what this Good Times reboot is all about. Programming an idea in your mind that you can't accomplish anything, you can't achieve anything, you can't succeed in anything. And that's why this media is toxic. I mean, this modern day minstrel show, it not only is something made for white leftists and people on the white right to get laughs and anti-Black racism, it's the worst thing about it is that it instills ideas in young people's minds that basically makes them spellbound, where they're thinking that they have to fit themselves into a black box that is acceptable to white people, where they have to accept failure instead of persevering to achieve success. I mean, this whole show is just absolute trash. And another reason why I will never go back to Netflix for a subscription. I mean, I walked away from Netflix in 2020 because of that crap Cuties movie that was just absolute trash, made by a Black woman who was involved with a white man. And I will never go back to Netflix. I mean, I am willing to stand on my ground. I don't care if WWE Raw is on Netflix. You ain't getting a dime of my money when you.
And he said he gonna stand on his word too. Sean James, that brother stand on his word. He said he ain't going back to Netflix. He said to hell with Netflix. I don't blame him. Yeah, Netflix with all the SJW and woke BS. Yeah, I don't blame him. He pissed off. They pissed him off.
Good Time show. I wasn't having a good time seeing this on screen because it takes me back to the dark days of the 1970s. The dark days of the 1970s, where Black people thought they had to settle for this kind of show. And what's really sad is that because of Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels and Oprah Winfrey, this is the standard. And instead of us going beyond the standard of Bill Cosby and us finally starting to thinking about further branching out from the success of Black Panther, where we were starting to see Black people in.
And I think this is revenge from Black Panther, the first Black, because when the first Black Panther came up, our people, man, it was like, I mean, they was on point. I mean, they was cheering on Black Panther. And I think them other folks got mad because Black Panther was such a success, the first Black Panther, you know, and they say we got to get revenge for this. So they're going to come out with this new Good Times reboot, which is garbage. Don't watch that. I'm not even entertaining that Netflix new Good Times animated BS, you know, because there's nothing but another stereotypical minstrel show, you know, ignorance.
Fantasy and science fiction, seeing Black people playing richer, more diverse roles with range. What we get is a step back to these minstrel shows that take us back to the 1930s. And that's why I hold Halle Berry definitely accountable, because she basically created the ultimate crescendo for all of this crap from the gangsta era to turn into a new second golden age of minstrels. And if it wasn't for people like myself in new Black media with the SJS Direct imprint, there wouldn't be many positive pictures of Black people to see of themselves. And it's clear to me that we cannot trust Hollywood at this point. No, when it comes to Black media, we need people who are responsible and conscientious about new Black media to start creating positive images of ourselves. And we, brothers and sisters, have to start supporting new Black media, because
support new Black media indeed.
Mainstream media, they want their smooth world where they don't have to deal with the conflict, problems, or obstacles of human Black people. And since they don't want to deal with human Black people, inspiring other Black people to compete in their world, they want to create shows like Good Times and give us the worst of Black people, when the only way for us to get the best, the show about ourselves, is to support independent Black creators like myself and support our work. So
that's right.
We can go out here and continue to perform.
Yeah, because these WS, they not threatened by niggas. They threatened by Black people that act human. Let me say it again. These white supremacists, they not threatened by niggas. They threatened by Black people that act human, that act civilized, that act with positive energy. That's what they threatened by. They're not threatened by these hood people that's in the hood, that's, you know, being ratchet. They want that. They love that. The powers that be, the white supremacists, they love that shit. That's why they promote it in Hollywood. That's why they came out with this new Good Times bullshit, this new Good Times anime, because that's what they love. But it would have been something about a positive Black family. You know, the daddy would have been a solid masculine man. The woman would have been, you know, a good housewife. The children would have been on point, trying to succeed. They don't want that. And they train our people to believe that we can't have that. We got to always have negative stuff. That's what they train our people to believe. Hey, Scorpio Mama, welcome to the stream. But yeah, this is a good commentary about Mr. Sean James. You know, he's an author. You know, he's been on YouTube for a minute.
With positive media to you, because what I want to do is uplift and empower brothers and sisters with the stories I tell about Black businesses, Black sororities, Black goths, Black people in positions of power, images that will uplift and empower you, and images that will show you the best about yourself, because that's what I grew up with. And again, I thank God I grew up in that golden age, because it's clear to me that Hollywood wants to keep Black people in the sludge of a new modern minstrel era with garbage like this Good Times reboot. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive Black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, like the books in the ISIS series, the books in the Esteem series, the books in the John Haynes series, and novels like The Temptation of John Haynes, A Recipe for Success, the books in the Spinsterella trilogy, Spellbound, the legendary Mad Matilda Spinsterella, and my Black vampire novel, Eternal Night, and many of my nonfiction, like my men's issues books. You can find all of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. And you can also find them at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and you can find them at big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to pick up my first full SJS Direct comic, John Haynes at Death's Door, which shows you a positive image of black manhood and black masculinity. You can find that comic on Lulu.com by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to see me be able to make more positive black fiction and positive black comics and more YouTube videos, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, subscribe.
All right, let me see some of the comments. Hollywood can't seem to come up with any different ideas, but result to making remakes, reboots of classic shows and movies that nobody even asked for. This is 100% insanity and anti-black propaganda at its finest. Oh yeah, indeed, exactly. I agree with that comment. It's anti-black propaganda indeed. Norman Neer, that J Demon would never depict his own tribe in such a manner. Exactly. I figured Norman Neer, I figured he probably was one of them small hat, hook-nosed devils. Imagine how Italian Americans would respond if Seth MacFarlane would go to the Netflix and to do a reboot of The Sopranos. None of the members of that demographic went out to support the show's sequel. The Many Saints of Newark, exactly. Yeah, the Many Saints of Newark was supposed to be a prequel to The Sopranos. Nobody supported that. It was trash. That show I think it was a movie. Yeah, The Saints of Newark. That was supposed to be a prequel to the Sopranos series. Man, that was garbage. You just be better off watching The Sopranos. Stop wasting time watching this mess. Spring is here. Go outside, exercise, do art. Find enjoyment in your own creativities. Yeah, a lot of people, man, they mad. They mad, man. This reboot show is made by a black Hispanic. That should tell you everything you need to know. Oh yeah, most of these reboots they doing is trash. Somebody said, I canceled Netflix in 2022. I saw the new so-called Good Times trailer. That's all I need to see. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I hope the show flop, man. I hope our people boycott that new Good Time series because it's garbage. It's garbage. I'm not giving my energy to that bullshit. That anti-black stereotypical bullshit. I'm not giving my energy to that. I see a lot of people did videos about this is trash. The animated Good Times reboot is trash. Yeah. Yep. Even the sun won't make him dark. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm about to get on out of here. Yeah, I'm about to get on out of here. I've been on for an hour and 21 minutes. But yeah, I'm not supporting that new Good Times reboot. That's garbage, and I advise y'all not to support it neither, because that's the bad representation of our people, you know. Just like I've been stopped supporting BET. I don't even watch BET no more. I've been stopped watching BET, you know. Ever since they sold BET out to them other people, man, that's when they went downhill. Because you see, back in the 90s, it wasn't like that. BET was legit back in the 90s, BET. Back in the 90s and early 2000s. Some of the early 2000s, it was legit. And man, I just wish they could remaster the Def Jam video games, like Def Jam, Vendetta, and Fight for New York. But I'm afraid they cannot bring that back, because the modern day rappers they got out today, I probably won't even get them. If they was to decide to make a new Def Jam Vendetta fighting game, these rappers they got out today are garbage. They trash, they whack, they pathetic. They ain't like the rappers we had growing up. The whole music industry today is trash. Mainstream music, man, it's trash. You'd be better off supporting an independent artist or somebody that's marching to the beat of their own drum, producing their own music. Straight up. But all right, I'm about to get on out of here. Y'all have a blessed day. I'm going out. I'm getting out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Shalom and peace.